Hi, my name is Zack Lesher, and I'm going to be presenting Madden NFL 23 for my final project in Intro to Esports. So first, let's start talking about the game genre. Madden NFL 23 is in the sports game genre. More specifically, it's in the sports simulation game genre. And in this genre, it is a game that simulates the real sport, which in this case would be football. As for platforms, Madden can be played on a bunch of different platforms. Most, I think, most common would be the console platforms with PlayStation and Xbox. There are some other people that do play on their mobile devices, on their phones. I know back when Nintendo DS was a thing, you used to be able to play it on there, and that was actually where I was introduced to video games for the first time ever. Was Madden on Nintendo DS. So the game modes, there's Madden NFL 23 has 6 different game modes. They have Play Now, which is just exhibition, play head to head versus somebody. Madden Ultimate Team, which is where you get you get cards, like how you can see in this picture here. You get cards of players, and you can kind of put together your own team. It's kind of like fantasy football. Franchise mode, you can. It's just you're playing as a franchise and you're trying to take them to the Super Bowl and win it. Face of the franchise, the league is where you're playing as a specific person in a franchise and you have to try to get that franchise to a Super Bowl. Learn to play, obviously that's just learning how to play the game. And then there is playing with friends, which you can play with friends online. So the purpose or goal of the game, it's a sports genre game, which is obviously the simulation of the sport, and obviously this is the sport of football. If any of you don't know what football is, you just get as many points as you can on offense, and while on defense, you don't let your opponent get any points. And you can get points by scoring touchdowns and field goals, just like in real life football. Games are played with real life NFL players who are currently in the NFL, as well as people who were previously in the NFL. How's the game played? You can play against a CPU or against any other friend who is sitting there with you. There are also online options available to play against randomized real opponents or your online friends as well. Not really a whole lot of tips and tricks to this game. I think that it just takes a lot of practice and a good understanding of the game of football. If you have a good understanding and you do practice, I feel like you would succeed at this game. So let's take a look at the history of Madden NFL football. All this information is sourced to Britannica. Madden NFL began in 1989 and it started off just being called John Madden Football. John Madden was a famous former coach and color commentator for the NFL. The name was changed in 1993 to Madden NFL, and this was because they gained full licensing with the NFL. And by the 21st century, Madden NFL's goals were to make the game as realistic as possible, and it has been the goal every year since the start of Madden NFL to improve its realism each year. And I think you can kind of see that from the pictures over here. You can see in 1988 or 1989 where the graphics were terrible, and then in 2020 where the graphics are a little bit better and you can actually see faces of players. For the game developer and publisher, it's just EA Sports, Electronics, which is also called Electronic Arts. They've had exclusive rights with the NFL since the year 2005 to develop and publish this game. Here's a look at a lot of the game covers over the years. And then here's this year's game cover with John Madden, and they're kind of remembering him because he just passed away in the past year. Here's some just not clips, but pictures of in-game action you can see. It shows like different ways that you can select plays and just the in-game gameplay. So here's some player statistics that I found online. I found that there's an average amount of players in the last 30 days of 2,206. This is immensely greater than this past August with just 1,718. And you can see that the peak players are growing as well, and the percent gain since at least September has gone up exponentially. Some major tournaments and players in Madden NFL 23. We have the Madden NFL Championship Series, which is like an all-year series that they have with professional NFL, Madden NFL players. And they have like different tournaments that they have throughout the season. It's Ultimate Kickoff, Ultimate Thanksgiving, Ultimate Wild Card, and the Ultimate Madden Bowl. The Ultimate Wild Card is actually going on starting today, which is actually kind of cool. A couple like professional players would be Eric Wright, and his name is Problem online. Jack Wallach, aka Jay Wall, and Drini Gajoka, aka Drini. So for the future of Madden, Madden NFL 23, along with the Maddens to follow, I can predict will continue to be successful. The amount of people that are hooked to EA's game is incredible, and it's shown that since the beginning of 1989. And that, I think, is the big reason as to why this game is so successful, is that there's so many people that are hooked to it and are intrigued by the realism of playing football at a professional level. The game will continue to focus on that realism aspect and will make you feel as if you are a factor in the game. And I'm sure it will certainly be interesting to see if it can compete with the new virtual reality game NFL Pro Era, which I feel like would be extremely realistic, as you can see in this little picture over on the side here. And these are my references. So thank you.